Welcome back to Shades of Intimacy. I'm your Intibestie, Robdon, here to guide you on this journey of deeper connections and stronger relationships. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm thrilled to have you. And for my returning listeners, thank you so much for joining me again. You're indeed the reason this space exists. In our first episode, we laid the foundation for this podcast by exploring its purpose and what you can expect from our time together. Today, we're taking the next step in our journey by answering an important question. What is intimacy? You see, intimacy is often misunderstood, reduced to just physical or sexual activity. But in reality, it's so much more. In this episode, we'll delve into what intimacy truly means and why it's the heartbeat of every thriving marriage. So grab your tea, coffee, or even your partner, and let's get started. When you hear the word intimacy, what comes to mind? For many, it's a romantic dinner that leads to a passionate night or moments of physical closeness. And while these moments are certainly intimate, they're just one piece of the puzzle. The truth is, intimacy isn't limited to what happens behind closed doors. It's not just about physical touch or sexual activity. Defining intimacy solely by physical connection is like calling the ocean a puddle. It's an oversimplification of something vast, deep, and life giving. Every time I hear the word intimacy, it's like music to my ear. I love to say it with a little rhythm. In, T, me, si. If you should ride with the syllables, you will automatically feel drawn to the essence of the word. I define it as a bonded concept whereby couples literally get into each other. It speaks to connectivity and closeness. So, intimacy is about connection. It's the feeling of being deeply seen, known, and valued by someone else. It's the comfort of being your true self without fear of judgment. It's about creating a safe space where vulnerability is welcome and celebrated. So let's redefine intimacy. At its core, intimacy is about closeness, a closeness that transcends the physical. It's about emotional intimacy, the ability to share your feelings, fears, and dreams with your partner and know they'll be met with understanding and care. It's mental, sharing ideas, thoughts, and stimulating conversations that make you feel connected intellectually. It's spiritual, aligning on values, beliefs, and the deeper meaning of life. And yes, it's physical. It includes sexual connection, but it's also about the non sexual touch, holding hands, cuddling, or even a reassuring pat on the back. Each of these layers build upon the others, creating a bond that's unshakable. True intimacy is holistic. It's about weaving the threads together to form a relationship that's rich, fulfilling, and resilient. Why is intimacy so important in marriage? Well, let's think of it as the glue that holds your relationship together. Without intimacy, a marriage can feel like two people living parallel lives, connected by routine, but disconnected in every other way. Intimacy nurtures communication. It creates an environment where you feel safe to express your needs and desires. It builds trust, helping you to navigate challenges together. And it deepens your understanding of one another, fostering a sense of partnership and unity. When intimacy thrives, so does your marriage. It becomes a source of joy, comfort, and strength. But when intimacy is neglected, even the strongest relationships can begin to feel strained. That's why it's so crucial to understand what intimacy is and to make it a priority in your relationship. Now that we've redefined intimacy, I want to leave with you a few questions to reflect on. Take some time to think about these, and if you're comfortable, share them with your partner. What does intimacy mean to me? In what ways do I feel most connected to my partner? Are there areas in our relationship where intimacy could grow? Remember, this is a journey, not a destination. Building intimacy takes time, effort, and intentionality, but the rewards are immeasurable. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Shades of Intimacy. Today, we've redefined intimacy as the deep connection that binds us together, a connection that's emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual. I hope this conversation has inspired you to think differently about what intimacy means in your marriage. Next week, we'll begin exploring the different shades of intimacy, starting with emotional intimacy. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. In the meantime, if you're enjoying this podcast, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with somebody who might benefit from these conversations. And don't forget, you can grab a copy of 21 Shades, a practical guide to growing intimacy marriage on Amazon or by emailing me at robdonofficial@gmail.com. You can also DM me on Instagram or Facebook at the Robdons. Until next time, remember, intimacy is more than a moment, it's a lifestyle. Let's continue to peel back the layers, one conversation at a time.